Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Roads of Oz. My name is Matt, and on this episode we start work on the Ducati 600 Supersport. So if you've been a regular to the channel, earlier on in the year I actually went out and purchased a partially restored 600 Supersport, and we'll just quickly go over what it actually needed. This is my 1997 Ducati 600 SS. Now, why would I get a 600 SS? Well, it come up as a good deal. I spoke about the history of this bike on the previous vlog, and I'll quickly go over it. My former mechanic had this bike in his garage. He had every intention of restoring it, got halfway through it, and priorities changed, and that was the case for him. He gave me a call and gave me first option on it. I couldn't resist. I'll go through what's been done. So originally the frame was damaged. He's had the frame straightened and repainted. Not only a new front tyre but a new rim. But most importantly, the motor. The belts have been done. The carbs have been rebuilt. I've just got to put them back on. Full service done on the engine, and so it is ready to go. And so all the major engine work's done, so it's just all minor cosmetic stuff well within my capabilities of putting back together. The Supersport was always a bucket list bike for me. It's one I've always wanted. Admittedly, that was the 900, but the 900s are getting quite expensive these days, and their value's going up. Not so much with the 600, as I've come to find out. When I had a look online for one, there was one that was needed work that looked very similar to the same state this one's in, but had none of the work done. And then I've done a little more research after I bought this, and then this one come up for sale. Anyway, it disappeared pretty quickly. It must have sold very fast. Even the one that was in pieces like this one sold pretty quickly, because anything under $5,000 that's a Ducati is cheap. A cheap bike is not always the best value bike. This one, because it's had everything done, we'll go through what else needs to be done. So you can see the fairing's pretty scratched up on it. It's all damaged here. And this side's okay, but realistically I want it red. Ducati's got to be red. Also, I think the red will be a very good contrast with this coloured frame and the rims. So I've got a quote from the local spray painter that specialises in motorcycles and has done a heap of these. And this was a breakdown of the cost. It was just under $3,000. That's $3,000 Australian to do all the fiberglassing, like repair work. That also includes fixing this. You can see it's slightly damaged there. It's had better days. And you'll need to respray the tank. Total respray, all the decals put on, and I think it come in at just a fraction under $3,000. And these are the things you need to factor in when you're respraying a motorcycle. So this is a fully fed motorcycle, so it was going to cost more in the long run. So $3,000. It still keeps me under budget. It still keeps me well on track to have this up and running. It still keeps me on track. It's still slightly cheaper than buying one that was already registered and running, I suppose you could say. And I know the history of this one. I know the history of the motor. It's been serviced. So I've got a good 20,000 kilometres, or another 2 years before the belts need doing. The carbs are all good to go. So I'm just going to start putting it back together. So the initial plan was for me to do the work on it, finish off what needed to be done, get the carbs back on it and get it running. And as you know, around May, late April, my workload increased, and also we had a family tragedy back at home. I realised I wouldn't have time to complete this, so I actually gave it to the experts to complete and took it off to them to finish it. And that's exactly what they're doing. It's almost completed. Now, I'm glad they done it, because we had some other failures along the way. Firstly, there was, the big one was the fuel pump. Now, the old fuel pump got, because there was old fuel in it and it sat in it for a long time, it actually ruined the fuel pump. So had to order a new one of that, and by the time you see this video, it should be at the mechanics and it should be getting installed. So it's just a quick one. The next video we're going to talk about is, you saw the poor condition of the seat. So next episode, we're going to look at getting the seat restored.
If you like the video, don't forget to like it, share it, and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next vid.